This is David Patrick, Fitzstock Charts, weekend market analysis, charts by sleep week 26 for June 29, 2019. We are back into a 2-day uptrend. And this is our fifth. Actually, technically, it's our sixth uptrend this year in 6 months, which is absolutely crazy. We're going to take a few things here. First of all, I'm out of town, so the video is a little bit different. I'm on my laptop. Probably hear a fan in the background. The audio is not as good as it normally is. I do apologize for that. And Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday this week, like I said, I'm going to be in and off of Twitter. I don't know when I'm going to be available to post because I'm on the road. So I do apologize for in advance. Back to normal schedule next week. The market video update will most likely be on Thursday because that is a holiday. The market's closed. I'm probably just going to bring it out on Thursday. Give you something to do on Thursday when the market's closed. Then Friday night, you'll still get Charts Way Sleep next week, so we'll be right back on schedule. So I do apologize for that. You're going to have ammunition every single day with our ESFL, our focus list. We still got the market video updates. We still have everything we need besides on Twitter right now. So let's look at a few things here. Let me delete that. Our 90% club, 1,065 doublers. Since we launched the service, 296 triplers, 122 doublers, year-to-date, 31 triplers. Year-to-date numbers, 245 different stocks have engaged off of our focus list. 6 no scales, 22 losers, 217 winners, 88% win rate, which is absolutely unheard of. We've looked at this historical chart pattern comparison of 2012. Are we diverging from it? I don't know. It's very tough. We really need the market to break out the new highs, price strength confirmation for this to continue. If we start to dribble back down and we break this 10 SMA on the Dow Jones specifically, I have a feeling we're going to diverge and we can pull back. I don't want to try to predict price because we technically are in an uptrend, even though we're looking at the Dow here. We're going to look at the S&P in a moment. But we've had 4 good uptrends this year. 6 uptrends, and we'll look at the S&P. Let's look at that right now. Let's change this to that, and let's change. And by the way, it doesn't look the same on my laptop as we normally see. Even with daily updates, I'm only posting 3-month charts. They're just easier to see when I'm doing this. So once again, we'll be back to normal schedule next week. There's the SP 12-month chart. And going back here, you can see we went to a 2-day uptrend. We got knocked out. So I don't know what's going to happen here, to be really honest with you. I still see a bullish cup and handle pattern, but we need price strength confirmation. We need to confirm this bullish pattern, and we have to wait for that. We can't predict it. We have to really keep an open mind. The futures went crazy after the close here on Friday, and I don't know where we're going to open on Monday, and it would highly suggest that we're going to at least test this area, and that would be pretty bullish. If we come in here and test it and build an elongated bull flag right here, I personally think that could be very bullish for things to come. I never want to get too bullish, too bearish. We have the higher time frame weekly, which is still bullish. We have a bullish price pattern. We're in our 6th uptrend of the year. 4 of them paid fat, and we don't know what this one's going to do just yet. But we're going to take a look at a few things, and this video will be shorter than usual because I'm on my laptop and I don't have everything I normally have in front of me. So here's the NASDAQ Composite. Above the 10 SMA, we're back into an uptrend here. Oil futures. So hard on this laptop, it's going to be much more difficult to do this video. Okay, so we're paused at the 50 and the 200, and this is, you can call this the death cross. We've seen a death cross here, golden cross. No, these crosses haven't meant, that cross meant a lot there. These last 2 crosses, I'm not sure how to interpret them. The bottom line is this isn't an uptrend, it's at resistance, and it needs to get through that resistance to get going. And also the bottom line is this sector has not led, so it's not going to be our focus. IWM, trading range for a very, very long time. Transports in that huge wedging pattern. We've been talking about that for a while. Dow looks good. We just looked at that. Let's look at the financials. We had FAS engaged the other day. That thing went right back down and got stopped, and now we go right back up to multi-week highs on the XLF. Very whippy action. It's still in this megaphone wedge pattern. We're probably going to the top of the wedge. Unfortunately, the last trade was a that's part of trading. Let's look at gold. Breaking out, the new highs the other day. It looks like on Wednesday, MACD confirmed that. Consolidating a little bit of those gains. Those are some huge gains. TLT You have price going higher without MACD. I think this thing could consolidate. I still bullish. I still think we go higher. It's possible, since MACD's heading lower, that we consolidate sideways for a little bit. Let's fly through some stocks, see what we see. Apple. Apple still looks good, slowing down. MACD's slowing down. Momentum is slowing down. We like to trade Apple and Amazon when it has momentum. There's no MACD on Amazon or Apple. So I don't know if those are going to be leaders just yet. Netflix, very sloppy trading range. MACD looks okay. It's just in this restricted range right now. It's very hard to get an edge with that. Booking actually looks good. And by the way, I do believe Expedia is on the ESFL for this week. Both those stocks look poised, specifically Expedia. It's been taking a long time for this one to set up. This one looks like it's ready to go. Tesla, right at that 50 SMA resistance. Facebook looks like an add to me. If we can get through here or even there, I think we add longs to this one. Looks pretty decent. Let's see, what do we got? Google. Google, not so much. It's really failing at moving averages, so we don't really have a lot of the FAANG. Apple pausing, it looks okay. Amazon's pausing, MACD's weak. Netflix in the middle of a wedge. Booking looks okay. Facebook looks the best, really, out of all of them. Let's see if that continues. NVIDIA starting to gather some strength. Chips are waking up. When we look at the SMH, they're above the 10, the 10 to 50 and the 200 SMA. They look pretty good. AMD, Micron, OLED, all look like new highs. Xilinx, I think Xilinx and NVIDIA did not engage the other day because of the 5-minute rule. Check out the website if you're unfamiliar with that rule. Microsoft, Microsoft below the 10 SMA with MACD bear cross. So we don't have a lot of leaders. Oracle, that pattern still looks bullish. I like that pattern. We'll see if it does engage. Coop, we're looking for leaders. Looks good without MACD though. CRM, grinding to no man's land. Workday, no. FFIV, Team, no, I don't see a whole lot. What about Twitter? No. Snap, looks interesting. MACD bear cross though. We already talked about Expedia, Roku in a downtrend. Let's look at some of these China plays. Baba, Baidu, they just look boring and dull. Let's flip to CYBR, Panwa. We're not seeing a whole lot of leadership for a new uptrend. Normally when we see an uptrend, we have a lot of leaders that are leading. And so far, Shop below the 10 SMA, Box. Yeah, so far we're fighting to find any kind of leadership so far. Let's see if we have it in the banks. JP Morgan actually looks pretty good, and so does Goldman Sachs. So those, we might go to those if we start seeing some, 1 or 2 days is not enough in these banks. It's hard to have conviction. You got to remember, you look at our stop out list this year. We've had 22 losers and we've had 217 winners, but of the losers, you got Goldman Sachs, BlackRock, looking at this, JP Morgan, CME in the financial sector. I classify that sort of in the financial sector. Bank of America, and FAS. So, that's like six of the 22 stop outs were in that sector. It's just really hard to go back to the sector. I do like Goldman Sachs' chart. It looks very interesting. Risk reward looks okay. It's just the financials have not treated us very well this year. PayPal slowing down. We look at these exchange stocks, they've really sort of rolled over. So I don't see a lot of leadership there. CBOE is completely rolled over. Dropbox, grinding to no man's land. Let's flip to oil. Not so much. PSX, CVX, ExxonMobil, grind to no man's land. I don't see an edge with any of them. Someone was talking about they traded win the other day. It's sandwiched between moving averages. It's hard really to do anything with that one besides a day trade. Out of all of them, to be honest with you, MGM looks the best, but it's got this gap fill that's stalling it. So I think out of all of them, MGM looks the best. I don't like stocks that stall right into gaps. It just takes too much time, and I'm very impatient. Tilray, Kronos, nothing. So let's fly through the bios. Guild, no. Jazz actually, I got to write that one down because that one's not on my list, and that actually looks really good. I got my short list right now: Facebook, Aluminum, Light, EEFT, and Expedia for this week. Jazz, you can easily take two if, and it's not probably on the ESFL, but above 142.70 with the stop probably right here at these pivotals, 134.37. Jazz actually looks pretty decent. Fly through the rest of my SRG, aluminum. That one looks really good. Actually, I like that one a lot. I mean, that chart looks really good. REGN, not doing too much. ALGN. CMG, grinding really nowhere. Twillo. What else did I want to talk about? Oh, obviously we got Lyft. This is very interesting. Someone mentioned the other day, like, why did you get rid of Lyft? I said, well, listen, we're having a huge year. We're at 4 uptrends. I was going out of town for a few days, and the market was actually rolling over at the time. I was taking off SPXL. I was taking off a lot of things. In Lyft, I took off because I was just basically trying to increase my cash position. And I also said that if Lyft shows price strength confirmation, I was going to put that runner back on. I posted it. I put it back on with calls. And I've scaled these calls because this is a nice move. And you scale into it. Now, whether this comes all the way up here and fills this gap, who knows? You made your money with the trade. Put your stop right down there. 62.77 should be your worst case scenario stop. And you ride it. And if it pays you fat, it pays you fat. If it stops your runner, it stops your runner. Be a robot. Uber looks very, very good. I don't really like this closing candle, but this chart pattern is very bullish. And even if it does come back and retrace, I think this one's going much higher. This price pattern, to me, looking at a lot of different IPOs, very bullish. And I think that one goes to $60 or $70. And I don't know when, or it could even double from here. I think that stock goes higher. Once again, it never matters what I think. I just look at price pattern. Price pattern's bullish. I'm bullish on that stock. I'm bullish on Lyft and Uber. And you know I've been. So let's finish up. Obviously, this is a shorter video. Normally, we're going 20 or 30. We're 11 minutes in. But you know everything. You know we're back into an uptrend. You know where stocks are. We don't have a lot of leaders. We have select leaders in biotech, which we talked about. We still like Uber and Lyft. SPXL, TQQQ, which is a position of mine. Other than that, there's a lot of stocks that are lagging. By the way, Facebook looks good, but there's a lot of stocks that are lagging. So it makes me question a little bit this uptrend. But you have to program your brain not to question an uptrend and just believe it. If it stops you, it stops you. The first one this year stopped us. Guess what? We got paid so fat with the next one with 44-day uptrend. It made up for the little bit of if you had any losses at all, it made up with it in blink of an eye. All right? We had so many stocks going to 90% club during this run right here. And then we had this run and this run. Then we had this run. So whether this thing goes to new highs or not, you got to put money in. And if you get stopped, you get stopped. You have to be a robot. Bottom line, bullish cup and handle. Bottom line, uptrend. Bottom line, rules of engagement above the 10 SMA. That's the bottom line with weekly confirmation. That's all I have for the weekly market video update. Once again, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, sporadic on Twitter. It's not going to be up my normal ones. I'm in Cooperstown with my son on a baseball tournament, and we have games actually Monday, Wednesday at 8:30. So I probably will be back at the hotel posting after the games, but I'm going to be all over the place with Twitter. You will get the daily updates, like I said, obviously on Tuesday, like you always do, Wednesday, like you always do. The video update will be Thursday, and me up on Twitter is going to be all over the map for Monday, Tuesday. And by the way, I think we have a half day on Wednesday, so I highly doubt I'll be on Twitter at all on Wednesday because I'll be heading home Wednesday, and that's our bracket day play anyway. And then Thursday's a holiday. So I know I just spit out a bunch of stuff at you, but we're going to be back to regular schedule after the holidays, and we have a shortened week of trading. Thursday's off. Wednesday's, I believe, a shortened day. So just stay long, select stocks from the ESFL that meet your risk profile to add. Look for the SPXL and TQQQ. If they show any price strength confirmation, keep an eye on those leaders like we talked about. We talked about Facebook. We talked about Aluminum, Light, Expedia, and we talked about Uber and Lyft. Those are the stocks I'm looking at. Those are the stocks I hope you're looking at. That's all I have for you. Have a great weekend.